Welcome back, Know It Alls. Thanks for listening to the show. And as always, give us some feedback about what we are doing so we can make sure you're having a good time listening to us.
Recording in progress.
Wait, I've got to give my consent.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay.
I consented.
You consented to the audio recording and the video recording?
I'm vaxxed. I might as well consent.
Well, I mean, you're not going to be vaxxed for long, so I'm pretty sure whatever they put in, it's going to kill us pretty quick.
Well, I'm surprised that this is the life of the living dead, isn't it? No?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if you really think about it, like, if they're trying to kill us, don't you think there would have been an easier way than us voluntarily killing ourselves?
Yeah, like I'd say the water supply. I don't know. There's a chemtrails, whatever.
Yeah,
there's a lot of effective ways to killing us.
It's like, no, they're trying to kill you. They want you to volunteer to get a shot. It's like, that's a really bad murder plan. To volunteer?
Yeah, really terrible, right? Because they don't want to feel, what is that? Removes liability, because liability is a real bitch.
Yeah, and some of them feel guilty, right? Right? I'm sure there's a politician that feels guilty somewhere.
Oh, there's some kind of victim's remorse somewhere.
Well, I'm sure it's Bernie Sanders. He probably feels guilty all the time. He seems like a good little dude, you know?
Especially sitting on that chair, those little mitts. How can you be a bad man wearing mitts like that? You can't.
So cute. Did he knit them himself? Maybe.
No, but the store that he knit those from, she, at the time when that was like all going viral, she couldn't keep up in sales. She's like, people stop ordering mitts.
Nice.
Like, what a bad problem to have for you. Can you imagine? People, please stop buying pizza. God.
I'm gonna pass on that problem.
Yeah.
That's the best problem ever.
I'll take some of that problem too.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Please give me all your money. All of it. Yeah. All the time. Nonstop.
It's okay, yeah.
I gotta stay open.
Waiting. I don't mind taking it.
I gotta stay open longer to make more money. Yeah. Oh no. So we haven't chatted in a while, so this is actually really nice. And those of you who are listening, or nope, can't say those who aren't listening because they're not listening, but those of you who are listening, Dora moved back east. When was it? 2 months ago? A month ago?
Yeah. It's almost I think it's pretty much 2 months to the day.
So how do you like it?
I really like it. Even the drug addicts are nice out here. You
know,
like that says a lot. Yeah, right. Like,
how many do you encounter?
Well, a few, because I did move into a kind of a bad neighborhood, and I wasn't really aware. Not the worst, I will say, not the worst.
Okay,
but not the best. And so this our neighbors, and I don't know if they were in the process of getting evicted, but they soon were evicted shortly thereafter. But the woman I was talking to, she's got like this little white line of conspicuous stuff. She's like, yeah, just yabbering a mile a minute, right? And her son, that was like also on the phone procuring what seemed to be illegal substances for other people. Like, he offered to help us like move up heavy stuff. I was like, man, the tweakers in Alberta are not so industrious, right?
Yeah,
like,
they're not very helpful.
They're twitchy and bitchy. Like, the methods don't work too much in Alberta. Here, they're like, hey, you need a hand? Not as much as you, but thank you so much.
That's awesome. I didn't have anybody help me when I moved out here. So, I mean, like any tweakers.
I'm sorry you didn't get the experience, because it's
really
enriching. Yeah.
Well, I have to move out east, and that's it.
Yeah. Hey, they don't have none of your pizza places out here, man.
Yeah, is that a good thing or bad thing?
I don't know.
I mean, they have a lot of mom and pop places, or is it like brand name stuff? Like, do you have like Pizza 73 and Pizza, or?
No, I've only seen one pizza here, and it's more mom and pop stuff here for sure.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard.
Pizza scene anyway.
Hard competition, because I guarantee those places have been there like 40 years, and everyone.
Yeah,
loves
and the
them.
Overhead rate. Yeah, we got a rush hour pizza right up the street from us. He makes a good donaire though. I will give him that.
Haven't had a donaire for a while.
Oh, the donaires are pretty fucking fantastic, seeing how they did invent them here. So they are pretty awesome here.
So what do you like? You moved out for a job, or you moved out just to get the fuck away from here?
I think it was a combination. I wanted a life change after, like, I think when we last spoke, I was just kind of getting over the tumor shit and my health
for
shit.
Bubba.
For dear old Bubba.
Yeah.
Spell spoon, Mom. S-P-O-N-E. Oh my God. The tumor time. Wow. So last time I spoke with you, I kind of gone through that health issue, seen to the other side of it.
Yeah.
During the quarantine, I just kind of realized that where I was at, like, Alberta kind of sucks. Let's all admit it.
I'm with you.
Alberta sucks. And, I was born and raised there, man. There was a time where Alberta rocked and I was proud to be an Albertan and didn't ever see myself ever leaving. And then, COVID hit. You see how our province responded to it, and oil field that's never been diversified. And it's just all these antiquated ideas that are no longer working. And I wanted to change. And real estate, like my biggest thing is I wanted a house, right?
Yeah.
Like, and being a single parent in Alberta, that isn't happening, man. Like, I don't want to live in an ATCO trailer in the middle of a 40-person town in order to be able to afford my own home. Here, it's very feasible. And what's crazy here is like the real estate prices are like, for my experience, are dirt cheap, right?
Yeah.
And these guys are like, oh my God, that price, you think that's cheap? That's overinflated. I'm like, what? It gets cheaper?
It's weird you say that, because when I first moved to Alberta from BC, like BC real estate, like you don't even think about it because it'll just hurt your brain, right? Like it's ridiculously stupid. But
I looked at moving to BC. It just wasn't worth the money.
No, I mean, you're either paying rent in a shitty place for the rest of your life, or you're buying a really shitty place that you're paying an astronomical amount for the rest of your life. Yeah,
that's right. And you ain't retiring anytime soon.
No, but yeah, when I moved out to Lloydminster, I remember I was at work and I had a repair guy working on the top of one of my coolers. So he's in the walk-in freezer on the roof, like on the top of it, inside the restaurant, just working on it. And he started like talking about my ex-wife this, and she took that, and I'm trying to find a house. He goes, you can't find anything decent here for under $140,000. And I was
you're like, what?
I was like, what? Because I hadn't looked at any of it, right? Like for me, it was about the business, and then I'm going to build from there. Like I'm not going to worry about, like, I have a place to rent right now. I mean, it took 5 months to find a place to rent in this town. So that was 2007. Like oil was $200 a barrel. There was nothing available. Like,
because everyone was trying to work.
Yeah, everyone was already living here.
Yeah, they were booming. Yeah.
But yeah, 140,000. I'm like, what? He goes, what do you mean what? I go, that's too high? He goes, that's way too high. I was like, for what? He goes, like a 3-bedroom house. I'm like, what? Because I'm used to
it's not $600,000.
Yeah, it's not $600,000, and it was built in like the 70s.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It blew my mind that he thought like 140 grand was way too much for a 3-bedroom house. I'm like, that.
And now look at it, right? Even now, like the change from then to now.
Oh, it's double. Like, and it's 14 years later, and it's doubled. Like, that's fucked up. But now you're thinking it's cheap where you are.
Yeah, that's right. I love it.
And they all think it's expensive.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, sweet. Buyer's market for Dora. Let's go.
And you're just like, handful of money, like slide.
Yeah. How much do you guys want? I'll make any money payment. I'll do it. How much do you want down?
But then you have to look at all the tweakers that might end up in your neighborhood if you choose them.
Hey, at least they're helpful. Those are helpful tweakers, all right?
As long as you're moving.
They may do drugs, but they're still handy.
They might try and move your shit when you're not there, out of there. So,
right? They're like, oh, I'm gonna scope that. I got cheap IKEA shit. They're like, no.
They just want to see what you had and where you lived, so they can see what they could steal.
Like, oh, so you got some cheap U-Haul boxes. We're not staying in this, but we ain't robbing this place. This bitch
very industrious tweakers.
They're like, show me all those tools again. Let me help you with that ladder. Yeah.
So you're doing the same work you're doing though, right? Like you just.
Yeah, I'm more working now. So like now I'm working, as more gas fitter now than I've ever worked in my career.
So all the tickets and stuff you have just transfers, you're all good?
Yeah, I just got my Nova Scotia equivalency ticket out here. My boss paid the fees. So now I'm like certified Nova Scotia gas technician. And but I still have my Alberta tickets, and what I love about being out here is that the Alberta experience, the Alberta knowledge is highly respected here. Huh. So when they're like, oh, you're Alberta trained, it comes with a little extra weight with it, which is really sweet. You know what I mean? I've been telling people, I'm like, I'm fresh off the boat from Alberta.
It's weird you say that, because out here we employ so many people from back east, and we value the work ethic. You know what I mean?
Isn't that funny? And because they look to come here to train to come back home. Yeah. That's the big draw for Alberta, is to get out there, get the training, because as though now there's so much work here. Like, so in Halifax alone, you can usually tell how good a city's doing by the sky cranes on top of it.
Yeah.
Right? You know, and you can go, oh fuck. And like, how many did Edmonton have at one time? Shit, like 7, 8, 9 in the sky. And now I think if there's any, I'm not even sure.
Yeah.
You know,
well, now it's not a time to build. So,
you know, and so here there's probably 30 in the sky in Halifax. So it's booming here. Booming. And they don't have enough skilled trades because they all work in Alberta. But a lot of them work in the Mac, right? Where I think if you're from Alberta, the legend of the Mac is not so tasty. You know, it's not so palatable.
So
you know,
you
they
need to
get
hurry
the
up.
money, but then whatever, you got to live in the Mac.
You need to hurry up and buy a place before prices skyrocket. Right?
Yeah, it's coming. They're saying it's coming. So yeah, I've got to do it within the next year. Also, I might as well move back to fucking Alberta.
That sounds terrible.
But I don't know about that. It's
don't do that.
Beautiful out here too. So.
Oh yeah, I hate the scenery here. Oh my god.
I love it. Like, so with my job, because it's such a small landmass, which is different to deal with than being from like Alberta, which is like what size of goddamn Russia.
Yeah.
Like, it's just huge. And then you go to this little island, pretty much, like a peninsula. And so it's cool because every day I'm drive like about 2 hours a day, if not more, between calls. And it's gorgeous. I'm just like, oh, wow. Oh my God. Is that a lighthouse over there? Oh my God. So I'm totally being a tourist on my way to work. It's awesome, you know, like.
So what would you see driving out here from call to call that you'd be like, oh my God, look at that. It's a field.
You'd have to change the tone of that. Oh my God. Because it'd be like, oh my God. How many deer are dead on the highway today? Oh my God. That's about it. I think it's like, is it a dead deer or a dead moose? Oh wait, is it canola? Is the canola blooming?
Well, that's okay, right? That's beautiful.
Alberta. Yeah, you know, Alberta got some good people. Don't get me wrong, but you know what I also love out here? It's so colorful. Like, Alberta's like a shades of beige, gray, and brown. You know, good
what?
One.
With Jace? Okay, play together. Bye.
No sleepover, or is he just checking in?
No, every time he leaves his friend's house, he has to come here before he goes to the park. Because there was 2 weeks ago, I said, dude, I have to work. Like, I'm on call. I might get called in for delivery. So if you're at Jace's, you're at Jace's. If you're at the park, you're at the park. I need to know where you are because I've got to get my car and I got to go. Right. And I went to the park to find him. So we have 3 parks across the street. He wasn't at any one of the 3. He wasn't behind the school. He wasn't at the football field. So I went to Jace's house and they said they were at the park. I'm like, they're not at the park. They're not at my house. They're not at your house. And now their parents are like, well, holy shit. Like, where are they? I was like, I don't know, but I got to go to work and I can't leave work without him. They go, we're going to go find him. You just go to work. And when we find him, we'll text you. And they found him like 10 minutes later. They all went to a friend's house, like down the block. They just crossed the street, went to some side roads and went to a friend's house.
Didn't even think about it. Lost track of time.
Didn't tell anybody.
A fucking heart attack.
So yeah, they got in trouble. The other kids got in trouble. I was just thankful he was alive. Right. And then,
shit.
So the rules are you stop by here. Like, you don't get to do what you did, especially since it gets dark at like 4:30 now.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I hear about 6 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah. It's terrible. Anyway.
Yeah.
Back to beauty. Was it?
Yeah, it's gorgeous here. I got to see this thing called the Tidal Bore, which is nuts. So I was working in this area called Maitland, and it seriously looks like a European postcard. These cliffs, these magnificent far view of water, rolling green hills, old stone cottages, just picturesque. You might where's my bottle of wine? I should be chugging something while I'm staring at this landscape. And then all of a sudden I hear this rush, like it's almost having the seashell up to your ear, but it's like in real life. And then all of a sudden watching these waves come in down this, what I would have thought in Alberta would have been a river. Yeah. But the only reason why there's water in this area is because of the tide coming in.
Okay.
So they call it the Tidal Bore, and it fills up this little area, and then they all come in and boat it and raft the little rapids that come in as the wave comes in. So it's pretty cool. You can hear it just crashing in. You can hear it leave, but you hear it crashing in. It's pretty cool. And people get excited about it here.
And is this a daily thing?
Daily thing. Yeah. Every day.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really neat. I was installing a boiler system for these geodesic domes right on the Shubenacadie. It's not a river, I guess. It's more of like, I guess, a canal.
Okay.
I don't know. And I was doing my copper work, and I was like, what is that? What is that sound of rushing water? The plumber and me going, what's leaking, right? Like something's exploded. And then I'm out there, and then all of a sudden the excavator's down filming it with his. I'm like, what's going on? Like kind of like the only one out of the joke, right? And they're like, it's the tidal bore. The tidal bore's coming. I was like, all right, okay, and cool. So now I was like, oh, I guess I've seen the tidal bore. And my boss is like, yeah, it's kind of a big thing around here. I'm like, apparently.
It's weird. It's daily, and they're all still like getting boners over it.
Yeah, they just love. Well, they're all about the goddamn. Everyone's got a boat. Everyone's got a boat. I live actually right off a shipyard where they load those massive ships, like just like the one that got stuck in the Suez Canal.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, it's bigger than West Edmonton Mall. Like first when we moved here, I thought it was a building.
Yeah.
Right. Like I don't know, but no, it was a goddamn ship, and that's just the size of the cranes and all the sea cans on it. Insane.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen one. I remember I was on, I think it was, I don't know, on a plane maybe, and they said if like you look out to your left, you'll see this shipping unit shipping the stuff into somewhere. And we just looked out. I was like, that's huge. Like, and that was from the air, right? I was like, wow, we're up in the air about to land. I think it was in Vancouver. And that thing's gonna port. Like, that's fucked up. It was massive. Or maybe it was
this thing is huge.
Maybe a ferry in Victoria, and we had to stop because it was crossing. So it was something like, but I could see it from like farther away. We obviously couldn't get close to it. So I'm thinking, either a plane or a ferry, but it was massive even from where I was. I can't imagine being up close to it.
Yeah, I'm like out of my bedroom window, I can see it, right? So
yeah,
I realized it was a ship when like one morning I realized there was nothing there. All it just seemed was the cranes because there was no more boat there with like a layer of like, I don't know, I think I counted 12 sea cans high on this boat, 30-40 deep.
David Copperfield visited.
And it's gone.
Done.
Good luck, Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Move this barge.
Be awesome.
It's pretty cool. And then we get to see a whole bunch of like Canadian military, like Navy. They got a big thing out here, obviously. And so it's kind of interesting. I like the different dynamics, and like, as I said before, I think I was saying it's so colorful here. Like you've got houses that are bright red, purple, yellow, like these beautiful shades of blue, and like what's Alberta? Brown, beige.
It's all earth tones. So you've got something that looks more like Denmark or Iceland or something. Like when you look at a postcard of Greenland, everything's really bright and the grass is really green.
Nice, and the people are bright like that too. Do you know what I mean? They're colorful like that too, where they're more, they're shitty drivers. Okay, Nova Scotia, I love you so much, but you shitty drivers, Nova Scotia.
Did you not drive in Alberta?
No. Alberta, I swear to God, they can give the world driving lessons after driving in Nova Scotia. I've never seen so many side-swiped cars before in my life, and people just move over. They're in a hurry to do what the fuck they want to do. I don't know how better to explain it. Like, I see people blow past me at like $1.50 just to go and pull up slow in the slow lane, 2 lanes over. Like, it's so weird.
They would just want to be in front.
Yes. They just want to be ahead to do whatever the fuck they want. And shopping in a grocery store is the same thing. Like, they're, get out of my way just so I can stop right in front of you. That's what I wanted to do. There's, I didn't want to stop behind you. It's not as fun as if I make you get in your way.
You know? This is what you're talking about right now is like a comedy routine. Like you could see Dave Chappelle telling this story about visiting Halifax and going shopping and then driving to the gig, and he's like bitches drive like they shop, like they just do. This is so fucked up. Yeah, I could just see it as a bit.
Oh my God. So I think a big thing too is like a highway quality. Like I've been so spoiled. Like my sense of entitlement to what a highway should be is very high, and my needs are not being met out here.
Alberta highway services are awesome. Like our highways are fantastic. Saskatchewan sucks asshole.
I've been staring at the same dead raccoon for the last 2 weeks in the same spot on the highway. That wouldn't happen in Alberta. That deer is cleared off. They have a lot of raccoon here. Lots of raccoons. Yeah.
I can't even take him seriously. All I think about with raccoons is Jack from Incredibles 2. That's all I can think about.
all I think is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess that would be cool too.
And he's like dead on the highway. It's not nice, you know, but they're crazy. They're crazy drivers. They have these toll bridges. They've got toll highways, stuff like that. So that's been something to get used to.
Well, you would figure that if they had all those tolls, they would have shit paid for, that raccoon would be scooped off the highway pretty quick.
Well, you know, it's so nuts. So I found out a bunch of stuff about Nova Scotia, because when you come here and you're like, well, you're right on the ocean. How come they're not, making money hand over fist out here, right? And like their film industry actually does really well. There are a lot of shows film here.
Yeah.
Actually, a few I've been watching. I'm like, oh my God, that's Lunenburg. We were just there the other weekend. I was like, I recognize that building. And so a lot of filming here. But I found out that I guess they got really hooped with a deal with Quebec for selling hydroelectric power. So then they signed an incredibly long lease. So right now they're losing so much money because they're honoring this deal with Quebec. So Quebec's not really well liked around here. I don't think anybody likes Quebec.
I think it's all across Canada.
The Liberal Party.
They probably hate them more these days than usual.
Yeah, true.
Right.
Sure, I'll give them that much. Yeah. So yeah, no, it's been interesting. But so now you just see like the premier here has gone on, because I guess we have a pretty high amount of like unemployment rate when there's no reason for it, right? Like,
well, you got a job before you even moved there.
Yeah, I had a job before I even moved there. Yeah. And what's crazy is when I moved here initially, now my boss doesn't take me on many jobs where I get to see a lot of other tradesmen, because like every site we were going to, they're like, you're a plumber and a gas fitter. Okay, well, how much is he paying you? Like they're trying to
steal you
right then and there, right in front of my boss, right? Like makes a little bit of an awkward. How much are you offering? But thank God my boss is so nice. I haven't had to leave him in the dirt. But yeah, there's so much work here. They're advertising on the radio, journeyman plumbers, tradespeople. Like, so this guy's the premier's, whatever his name is. I don't know him that well yet, but it's get a haircut and get a real job, because there's no need for the unemployment rate, right? And so here, homeless is quite prevalent, just as much though that I would say is in Edmonton, though, to be quite honest. But on every street, major intersection where you got the medians that separate both sides, right? Well, you got some guy or woman begging for change every intersection on each side of it, right?
Weird.
And it's like, yeah, it is really weird. So I'm just like, no, like usually, like, yeah, I try not to judge, but fuck off, man. Like I'm in the middle of a 14-hour day working. You can go get a job, man. I know there's work,
So what's the weather like then? How are the homeless people going to be able to make it through the winter? Like, is it mild enough, or is it going to be?
It's still 16 degrees during the day here. Right now, we're only getting down to about 8 degrees at night.
Oh, yeah. We're at like -2 right now.
My buddy was telling me there's like a foot of snow south of Calgary.
That sucks. I mean, I'm going to get it soon, but
we'll get it soon enough too.
I got to park my car on Monday. Makes me sad.
Oh, the car's going bye-bye. Oh, you don't worry. It won't be too long before you pull her out again.
Yeah,
right?
Just, 6 months, whatever.
I know that here they had to do a rent cap thing again. Housing is a huge problem in Halifax and Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, to be quite blunt. And so that's the huge drive for the boom right now, is there was this height restriction before on how high you could build a building. Now they've lifted that cap.
I was thinking, height restriction. Sorry, if you're not 5'11", you can't live here. It's like, oh,
pretty much no. But like, they weren't building anything over a 4-floor walk-up, 5-6 story building. So now they're building sky rises, which they've never had before.
Okay, well, that's going to help, right?
Yeah, I've got to build up where there's no more room to expand. It's a small landmass. There's the only way it is up, So that's why they're booming, is because they're trying to meet this housing demand. Because I'm not the only Albertan that decided to jump ship and head east. It's a pretty popular move these days, and I think a lot of it is, again, economy. Their economy's going great.
Yeah.
Their response to this pandemic, like we have 57 fucking cases in Nova Scotia. 57. It's like business as usual. Sure, we still got the masks, and yes, we've got to do the passports. All right. But there's like, the restaurants are fucking packed,
I went to OJ's the other day, and there was myself and another table and a guy sitting at the bar. And then I went 2 days later, sat at the same table. There was one guy at the bar and then another table. And I asked the server, I was like, so the last couple of weeks since passports, how have you been doing? She's like, it's not bad. I'm like, you can like be honest with me. Like, just I'm a business owner that is in the same industry, not the same, but the same industry. And she's like, it fucking sucks. She was, it sucks. I used to get, 25 tables a day. If I'm working 8 hours, I'm getting 4. And I was like, fuck, man, how are these places staying? Like, they're not. I don't understand. Like, they're not the enemy. Restaurants are not the fucking enemy.
It's right? Because the Alberta government put that onus on these people, on the business owners, making it go, oh, well, you can, or if you don't, you can't open. So they, instead of leading, because right now I feel that Alberta lacks completely in leadership, right? How do business owners function right now? When I was at my restaurant, because I was head chef at a restaurant name, right? So like with my guy that was my head right-hand man, he's the new head chef. He's like, so you're telling me I got girls, servers that are unvaccinated who are checking for the fucking vaccine passports? How does that make sense?
Yeah, no,
because they put it in the business, and that's how they've passed the buck. That's how they've said, not my fault. It's not the Kenny government. You know what I mean? I'm going to put it on the people. So now the people are like, don't tell me what to do. But guess what? You're wearing a seatbelt. You're following the rules of the road. Do you stop at a red light? Do you stop at a stop sign? Don't fucking tell me. You know what I mean? That's just the way.
Yeah, no, I have somebody who
it's
works.
It's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, I got somebody who works at a gym who isn't vaccinated and has to tell people that aren't vaccinated they can't come into the gym.
Yeah. How does that make sense?
She's going from equipment to equipment, cleaning it down, talking to people, but she has to tell people they can't come in. I was like, this is so stupid.
Does that make any sense?
No, it's beyond stupid.
Yeah. And here you have to be vaccinated. They've already done the deadline. You have to be vaccinated, else you don't work.
Yeah.
And you don't qualify for EI. Do you know that, eh? Like,
I think that's fantastic.
I think so too. Fuck it.
It's like why are you handing out? Well, you made me get it. It's like, yeah, but go get a different job then. Go get a job where you don't need your vaccine. Go get it.
That's right. Good luck.
We sound like Nazis, right?
I know, right? What an asshole.
But I mean, I'm not judging. I don't think everybody who doesn't want to get it should get it, right?
No, and no shit. Go ahead. But then you know what? And this is the thing too, because even at the end of the day, like when people are like, I don't want to be excluded, I don't want to be this. Honestly, you're not being excluded. Yeah, okay, so you can't sit inside the restaurant and eat. You get to still enjoy takeout.
Yeah.
If you can't go into that movie theater, you can still rent it online or stream it. Fuck, why are you paying for it?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like, it's at a point now that I feel that if this is a choice that you've made, then okay, then you've chosen option B. So this is the option B. This is what you got to do. Now, if you want to go eat inside, well, I guess you're going to get the jab. If not, well, you're still going to get the food, but you just can't eat inside. I have a hard time feeling sorry for that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you're taking away not even half of the enjoyment, right? You're taking away a little bit of the enjoyment, but you and your friends can hang out at home.
Yeah. I'll go eat my goddamn car.
Well, I've got somebody who lives in Australia, and I was asking her about her, like, because they're like, quadruple lockdown, like airspace is shut down. Like you don't get to leave. You don't get to fly on a plane without like government permission. This is a couple months ago. And I was following somebody on Instagram and she's showing like lockdown and like cops marching through like the city, like in formation, making people go back. Like you can't be, 2 kilometers away from your house. You can't be, there's like lots of rules. And the girl on Instagram was freaking out and shit. And then, so I asked my friend, I was like, I don't know what's real. Cause maybe her Instagram is, dramatic. Right. I have no idea because I'm not there. Yeah. But hey, you're an old friend. Tell me what's real. She's like, I'm working from home. Every morning I go like 1 kilometer from my house and I go kayaking. There's trails that I'm hiking. Like I leave my house, but I don't go farther than I should because I don't want to get in trouble. But she was, all the people that are fighting and throwing rocks at all the police and stuff are just the people that refuse to get a vaccine. But it's their own dumbass fault for the cops beating down on them. Like, it's their fault that they're getting in shit because they refuse to follow rules.
Like, and honestly, in my opinion, if it's I get there's exemptions, and if you've got like some health related issue that causes this exemption, maybe you shouldn't be going out in public during a fucking pandemic. Maybe you shouldn't, for your safety. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of the way I look at it this day and age. Like, we can keep arguing. Everything now that comes out is a polarizing event. you can't just have no feelings about it anymore. You've got to be in one boat or another. And I think with this whole vaccine, no vaccine issue, I really wish people would stop using the word oppression. I really think it's so stupid. We don't know what oppression is. We haven't had a sense of that in, I don't know, 60 fucking years. Okay. No. Like, don't tell me we don't have a clue what oppression means. You get a water out of a tap, hot water out of a tap.
Yeah.
You poop in a porcelain bowl and it takes the poop away for you.
You're living a pretty good life. Yeah. But yeah, I don't believe that people should get vaccinated if they don't feel like they want to. But then again, I don't feel for those people if they can't go to a movie.
That's like, right. I don't either. And I don't think you're oppressed. I think you're making a decision.
I like
good
going
for
to movies.
You.
I like getting on a plane. I like going to restaurants. So guess what I did? Too.
Yeah, I made the decision that I wanted to participate. So I got vaccinated. Yeah. And I fucking survived. And I got it vaccinated when I had a fucking ping pong ball tumor in my goddamn neck. I was gonna fucking die, and guess what I got? Goddamn vaccine. Like, fuck. My 95-year-old grandma, who's still alive and kicking, she got the goddamn vaccine. Did fine. She barely had a sore arm, like.
And that bitch loves going to movies and out for dinner.
Yeah, she liked drinking, right? She didn't give a shit about the movies play, but she can go pound back some tequila shots,
That's all she wants. Go, grandma.
Yeah, God alive, but I don't know. I wish, in a sense, that we were, as a world or a society right now, if we could move on from COVID. But, we're not there yet. It's too bad because it's getting so redundant. Just like,
me. I need to get away. I need to go somewhere. Yeah. And it's been November 2020 is the last time I went snowboarding. I went for a drive to BC to go snowboarding. So I didn't even get on a plane or go anywhere.
You just went to BC. Fuck.
I was still lucky. I'm very fortunate. It was amazing. I had a great time with great friends and I had an awesome time. But I'm looking through my WestJet stuff and I got all these bank dollars and all these vouchers, and it's like, fuck it, I'm using it. Like I'm double vaxxed. I'm good to go. So it's like, I'm going to Jamaica. Fuck this. I'm going to Jamaica. I'm going to go to the Appleton's distillery. I'm doing it. I'm going to the James Bond Goldeneye, like Ian Fleming's estate there is called Goldeneye. I was like, I can see if I can scope that out. But
that'd be sweet.
Yeah. So then I'm like thinking I'm going to book my flight. Let's look at the rules for travel. So as of November 15th, I can't land in Canada without it being digital as a QR code. So my vaccine has to be uploaded to like my Alberta Health or whatever. And then I have a file. And then, because they said after November 15th, my paper ones won't work, even at restaurants and stuff. So I can't walk into a restaurant with my paper cards I got when I got vaccinated. They won't accept it. It's got to be a code. So I went on, I typed in my name and I put in my Alberta Health card and I plugged in my first vaccine date and everything. And it said invalid. Can't find this vaccination. I'm like, that's cool. All right. So then I grabbed my second one and I plugged it in. It instantly found it, but it labeled it as my first vaccination. I was like, no.
Not saying that you're completely vaccinated.
Exactly. So I was like, I'm having a problem with this because now I can't go in November like I want to, because by November 15th. So now it's like I have to like change my trip. So I booked for February. I went down to the Alberta Health Services and I was like, hey, what's going on? They said, oh, your first one? We have it here. I was like, okay, sweet.
Okay, good.
Why is it not loaded? Well, the reason it's not here is because you live in a province that's right on the border and you got your first shot on the Saskatchewan side. So it's listed under Saskatchewan Health, but you can't create a Saskatchewan Health profile because you don't have
on the Alberta side.
You live on the Alberta side. You can't legally create a fake address and stuff. So we're going to have to transfer that to the Alberta side and then it'll show up within the next 3 weeks. I'm like, well, that's like right when I'm traveling.
Yeah.
So they said that the paper ones won't work when you get to an airport in a foreign country. It needs to be the digital one because they might not accept it. And they can decide then and there that
like the QR code. My buddy was just telling me about this.
The QR code is fine. If I use my paper ones in Jamaica, they're gonna be like, nope, not valid. No. Hang out at the airport, right? Fly home.
Yeah, I had to show my paper ones when I crossed the land border at Amherst getting into Nova Scotia. I had to show my vaccine records. That was in August though, so fuck another time. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm a little bit pissed
how
off,
it's changed.
but it should work out. I
hope so.
I hope
you do need to get out of goddamn Lloyd. I
know. I was going through all the schedules over the last year, doing some math, and I've literally had 6 days off since December 26, 2020.
Oh, I believe it.
6 fucking days.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you're like, I'm gonna go crazy. You're gonna be like doing The Shining. Here's Johnny.
Usually I get like, 70 holidays days in a year and I go places, but I can't go anywhere. Like, so I'm just working. I'm just planning for, one day not being here. So every moment I work is money saved to get the fuck out of here. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I mean, I'm working so much right now. My whole thing is, okay, another dollar made to go towards a house.
Exactly.
It's amazing what you can find to motivate you, right?
You can look at it negatively, but you're just gonna end up being a cunt.
No.
Right?
Yeah. You ain't getting out of this shit. You just die or get out, right? Fuck whatever.
So I'm gonna look at it at a positive note that as long as I'm working, I'm better off than someone who's not working.
Yeah, absolutely.
I could be one of those guys hanging on those 4 corners in Halifax, right? Just begging for money.
God. You ever remember the story years ago? I remember in Edmonton, there was a few famous panhandlers. Like there was Quarter Alice that would ask for quarters all the time on White Ave. She was a legend.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Quarter Alice. So
that's hot.
No, she wasn't. But remember Labyrinth, David Bowie?
Yeah.
The Grendel, the gnome big fella with the big, she looked like that, but with like long frizzy hair.
Sexy? No, not sexy.
Yeah, Quarter Alice was not sexy. But anyway, so it come to light about this one panhandler. The fucking guy made over $100,000 a year.
Jelly.
Begging change.
Fuck me. I'm doing it all wrong.
So that's what I think about every time I see them. Like, I know they're not all doing that well. It's just like selling Kirby vacuums. You either are or you're not, and I get it. It's just like, I was like, man alive. I'm like, fuck you. I ain't giving you no quarter. Am I making $130,000 this year? I sure as fuck ain't. You ain't getting my quarter. You buy me a coffee.
So right? Do you think he's got it like stashed under his like shopping cart? Or do you think he has a bank account?
I think he's got like, who knows? He could have a locker at the fucking YMCA where he's got a Giorgio Armani suit in it. You don't fucking know. He's like, oh yeah, I found these shitty sneakers behind this dumpster at the Chinese food restaurant. I'm using them tomorrow. They're going to work. So I do that. I judge. I'm like, what kind of footwear is this bum wearing today? I'm like, are you wearing work boots? Those are nice looking work boots. He's not getting a quarter. Obviously, you've done well enough for yourself to get those boots. Go fucking use them.
Yeah, find the next step.
Yeah. Yeah, I tend to judge. There's this other lady. I'm like, you look really clean. Like in my head, I'm like, the more fucked up they are, then I'm like, all right, I'll give you a goddamn dollar, right? Like, you should have some booze, buddy. Here's a couple bucks. The ones that look a little too clean, did it look like you shaved within the last 2 days and you got clean socks on? Like, I should see visible dirt on your body. I don't care. You're fucking homeless. There should be visible dirt on you. And,
I don't even shave every 2 days.
See, right? But if you look more dirty, I'd give you $1. See, right now, I'd be like, that guy's too clean. I'm not going to give you a quarter, Clay. I'm just
oh my God, you should write a book like Panhandling 101 and just be like, you want to get rich panhandling? This is how you do it.
Oh my God, how to make $130,000 a year doing absolutely nothing.
Just page 1, look dirty AF.
I'm saying, rub some dirt on your face. Get some shitty shoes.
Shit your pants.
At least twice. And make sure one looks more fresh than the other.
Normal, is it? No, that's what I do.
Yeah, I think it's the norm, standardized.
Okay,
norm.
yeah. Thank God. Sure. I don't want to be an underachiever. When you were driving out there, it was you and your kid, right? Just nobody else. Is U-Haul or like big rig?
Me, the kid, and 2 cats and a U-Haul in my car.
How long did the trip take?
6 days.
On purpose or trying your hardest?
No, tried my fucking hardest. That was driving about 10 hours a day. 10 hours a day. And that was enough with 2 cats and the kid.
Yeah.
And I'm not no spring chicken anymore where I don't want to drive 24 hours. I'm the only driver. The kid doesn't want to drive. And
that's typical for someone his age.
Yeah, it is. So yeah, I did all the driving. So yeah, 6 days, and on the 6th day it was pretty easy. It was only a 3-hour drive from Moncton into Halifax, so I guess it doesn't really count. But Yeah, it was long and hard on the road, man. It was a good stretch.
Hotels, camping,
hotels the whole way. Oh yeah, shit. I need indoor plumbing. I was not built for camping. Maybe if there's yucca flux, as I said before, but man,
there you go.
I'm not a big fan. If there's a trailer, yeah, I'm all about camping.
That's not camping.
Yes, it is.
That's
don't
not.
Don't say
that's
any different.
Not camping.
I don't care what you say.
We're going camping in a fifth wheel. Me. Yeah. So when you were driving out, did anything exciting happen? Did you have any cool gas station food or any little diners, or do you see any cool shit?
We fought off a crackhead in Thunder Bay.
I'm sorry, crackhead.
Crackhead. Yeah.
Okay.
So
like physically?
Almost. So unfortunately, 24 hours after I left for Halifax, my mom passed away while I was on the drive, and I found out in Ontario. So I had to keep driving to Thunder Bay just to process this shit. So you can imagine at that point, the very next morning, it's only been like 8 hours since the death of my mom.
Yeah.
I'm shell shocked, to say the least.
Did you sleep in between that time, or was this driving?
I did stop at a hotel like that when I found out in Dryden. I still had a 6-hour drive to a hotel, but I just didn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
Immediately following the news. So I just was like, I should get somewhere so that if I freak out, I'm in a controlled environment, and not on the road, which I was already having admittedly a difficult time, like just trying to not cry and drive at the same time. So the next morning, I'd barely gotten any sleep. I was getting a coffee. My kid was loading up the last shit from the room. And I was on the phone talking to a friend of mine, bawling my face off. And my kid had brought out a bunch of stuff from the room. And I was parked on this other side of this Robin's Donuts. There are a lot of Robin's Donuts out here, which
I haven't seen a Robin's
in years.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? And God, they make some good donuts. So a really good apple fritter. So anyway.
They had one called I remember in Merritt, BC, driving through there'd be a Robin's, and it was like called the Fudge Tunnel or the Tunnel of Fudge. And I was just looking at it, I was like, who the fuck named that? Like, that's something I would name it if I was in charge.
Yeah, you're like,
Fudge Tunnel. Fudge Tunnel.
The fudge hole.
Yeah. Time to pack that fudge tunnel up. Yeah.
Oh my God. So, well, speaking of fudge tunnels, so I was going to pack this guy's fudge tunnel with a couple of feet and fists. So my kid brings a load of shit from the room, and it's his laptop, his Xbox. And he'd opened up the rear passenger door. I'm sitting in the car. The car's running. He's got the back rear passenger door open. And instead of putting the shit in the car, he realizes he's forgetting the stuff. He leaves it on the ground right beside the car where the fucking door is open, right? And he's off to the room to get the last of the stuff. So I don't know, it made me look over my shoulder, but all of a sudden there's this obviously man with a substance abuse problem, horrible substance abuse problem, reaching down to pick up my kid's shit right off how ballsy is that, right?
Well, he needs a fix.
Oh my, yeah. And it's like the kid got a really nice laptop. So I just was like, holy fuck, the thing's almost $2,000. Like, it's probably had about almost $4,000 worth of shit with them. The Xbox, the X series. Like, we're not even talking about the cheap Xbox. So I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I scream. And he stands back and then he lunges forward. And so, again, you got to remember at the time, I'm on a phone call on speakerphone in my car with a friend of mine who's hearing all of a sudden me scream, fuck you, like freaking out. And this guy starting to come.
You're emotionally kind of fucked at the time.
And I'm super emotionally fucked at the time. And so like I kind of lunged at the guy like with my hand because I was trying to grab him.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize I said it, but my friend's like, he's like, when it all ended and Buddy fucked off and ran away, I made a crackhead run away, let's just say. He's like, he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, did you actually hurt that guy? And I'm like, why? And he's like, did you not hear yourself? I'm like, no. So I guess I said, I will rip your fucking throat out and not care about it. Like, who says that shit? I will not care about it.
Someone who's a friend of mine, that's for sure.
And not care about it. Like, I don't even remember saying it. And I guess the buddy's seen the look in my eyes and seen it was real. It's like, okay, run. This bitch might fucking kill me.
At least your kid still has his Xbox and his laptop, and you didn't have to rip anyone's throat out, Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, it was close, and apparently I wouldn't have cared about it. And so of course I was still like high on the rush of like making some crackhead back off and now some fucking badass, right? And then my kid comes in, I'm like, you know, so I was still really
He has no idea what just happened.
No, and I'm like, what the fuck? Your fucking Xbox outside, fuck's sake. Just losing my shit. It's 7:00 in the fucking morning. His grandmother died the night before. I'm losing my asshole. So yeah, it was an interesting time. But you know what, honestly, the beauty of the landscape helped me out driving out, because it just was like amazing. Like even driving through Ontario outside of having to stop, I like to call it Timmins.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, right. It's like that's about the level of people there. It's like Timmins. Awesome. It's a good town to drive through, and but beautiful land.
I think Shania Twain is from Timmins. Okay.
Yes, she is. So I know. I'm
you,
sorry.
You just cool your jets.
But that's, you know, she lives in Sweden, right?
Well, now, yeah.
Yeah, she
had enough of the Timmins. Live aloud,
Dora, this is not original material. I've used this years ago. That's why I moved. She's gonna write me a letter. She's listening right now. I know it. Hi, Shania. You whatever. Sorry, babe.
Actually, I think she's already tried to get even. She sent a crackhead your way, and
she's like, get that fucking bitch's laptop. My God, listen to her rhetoric. It's disgusting.
He went back with his tail between his legs, terrified.
Terrified. I made a crackhead jump back 10 feet. It was pretty impressive. And then I calmed down, and then the kid appreciated my efforts, my Herculean efforts, I will say. And, you know, driving through Quebec was a nightmare, absolute nightmare. Like to having, like in Manitoba, you start getting bilingual signs, right? Yeah. You have English and French. You know yourself, Alberta, BC, where you seeing anything French? You're not seeing nothing French, right?
No.
So, and Saskatchewan too, you're not seeing nothing French. So Manitoba, you're starting to give some French. Quebec, there's no English. And it's like, ooh, like now I'm like, you know, interpreting, I'm trying to cipher what's this pictograph mean? You know, like now I'm back to the medieval times trying to figure out, okay, the X means my name, or do I stop? Like, I don't know what happens here. So I'm like, I have like terrible French skills from Sesame Street. So, you know, I'm like, La Lune, I know it's the moon, right? Like, yay. No signs point to the moon though. So it was difficult. And then they have like a minimum of like 60 on the roads, and I'm dragging this trailer, and I had like a 6x12 trailer that I packed to the tits. It might have been touch overloaded. So like going up any hill, I'm going 45 kilometers an hour. You know, I'm not going very fast, and people are getting fucking mad, and there's nothing I can do. I'm just trying to get, like, I'm scared I'm going to get pulled over, right? Because the minimum on these highways is 60 kilometers an hour in Quebec. That I could read. That much I could decipher. KM, it stays the same.
Excellent. And the number 60 would be the same. And, you know, stop signs are still octagonal and red. You're good.
Yeah, so I could figure that out. Like, you know, I still got a little cipher left in me, you know. So, yeah, it was interesting. Made it quick. I didn't barely stop. I just drove as fast as I could. I only stopped at gas stations where I could pay at the pump. You know, because I could, you know, I remember the menu enough from doing it in English. So I'm like, all right, yeah. This is how much I want. I know that. Okay, I know how to do that. You know, I know enough French to make it through the pay your own way option at the gas pump. So that's all I did. Yeah. Just stop, grab like stuff I knew about how much it would be, and just hand money. And then I would leave. I wouldn't even take change. I just would like put close to the amount. And I just I didn't want to talk to anybody. I'm like, all right. I don't want you to know that it's bad enough that my license plate says Alberta. Please don't shoot me in the middle of Quebec. So, yeah.
Well, they might be scared you have a gun because you're from Alberta, so it's okay.
Right. I throw a cat at them. It's fucking more dangerous.
The other day, my French skills are pretty good. So, I mean, toot my own horn there. I get by in France. It's okay. I can function. I can get by. It's nice.
Good.
And the other day I was buying some cereal, and if you buy General Mills 2 packages of something, you can get a scarf. Like, you know, my like Lucky Charms shirt that I have, and my Lucky Charms socks and towels, and now they do a Lucky Charms scarf. So there's 4 different scarves you can get. Well, I need it. Yeah. It's part of the Lucky Charms collection, obviously. And there's also one in Old El Paso one. So there's a taco scarf. So I had to get that one too because I like tacos.
Oh, you need a taco scarf.
Yeah. As long as they're not
need a taco scarf.
As long as they're not like brew house tacos, because those were shit. Those are terrible. Anyway, so I'm ordering the scarves. So you have to buy 2 boxes of cereal, and there's a code on inside of each of the box, and you have to go to a website. You got to enter it in, and then it validates the code. Then you put in your personal information, and then 6 to 8 weeks later, you get a scarf in the mail.
You're so patient with those things, Jesus.
I forget they're coming. Like all of a sudden, I go in my mailbox. I'm like, "Ooh, what's this?" I open it, like, sweet. I get whatever the fuck it is. The last one was
your Reese's football.
Yeah,
what was it? The Hershey's football, or the
it was a Reese's like upside down football helmet that.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Candy. But I got sandwich bags like 2 months ago for the kids. Like you buy 2 things of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You get these like wax sandwich bags for school that are Cinnamon Toast Crunch logo. So I put it inside their lunch, inside their like sandwich holder. They open it up and they have a cute little Cinnamon Toast Crunch holder
and a very fresh sandwich.
Absolutely. I mean, only the best for those little fuckers.
Plastic, good for you. Fuck them turtles, right?
Exactly. But I'm going through it and I enter the code to validate. And what I wasn't paying attention. I was like on my laptop and my phone at the same time. And I go to validate, and instead of hitting validate, I hit en français. So I hit en français, and then the whole page just refreshes all in French. And I'm like, oh, okay, shit. I don't know what this stuff says. So that's my codes aren't there anymore, which I entered them. So did it submit it in French? So I'm looking at it, I'm trying to decipher it. I managed to get through it. It just wanted it just wanted me to confirm stuff. I was like, fuck yeah, this isn't too bad. And my kid the other day, she was doing something and she goes, oh man, I hit French. And I look over at it and she's just like zooming through it, like going like crazy. I'm like, you can read that? She goes, I'm in French immersion, Dad. I can read all this. I'm like, okay, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, dummy.
She didn't use it when we were in France.
Oh, isn't it a different French though?
It is, but and words are words, right? Like bread is bread, like pant is pant. It's the same fucking thing, right? So we're out there and she's refusing to speak French to absolutely anybody for any reason whatsoever.
Oh, really?
I was like, hey, kiddo, I'm sort of relying on you.
She's not your trained fucking seal, Clay. That's right.
Yeah, well, hey, bitch, I took you to fucking France. You're going to fucking speak the language. You are my little seal.
You're going to clap and throw one fucking ball.
Yeah, there you go. You want this herring? You want this herring?
Right?
Talk to the man. So, yeah, we had lost luggage and stuff. So we had a lot of questions for a lot of people through airlines, through like, clothing and stuff.
That she could have helped out.
Oh, my God, on such a level. Right. So she doesn't speak one fucking word of it. And then as we're leaving the airport to fly to Latvia, she's in front of me to go through security. And the girl says something to her. And then my daughter answers her in French. And then the woman talks from French. And they just have for 3-4 minutes, this full conversation in French. And then Tegan goes through and I look at the lady and she says, bonjour. I was like, hey, bonjour. Je parle anglais. Je ne parle pas français. This is my daughter. She's in French immersion. She goes, oh, I speak English. This is great. She's very good at it. I go, well, I wouldn't know because we spent the last 4 days without her uttering a word of French. And I needed it. Like, I don't need it here because you know English. But yeah. So as she's leaving, the last fucking person she talks to in France.
That can speak fucking English.
Yeah. She does the whole fucking thing in French. I was like,
and you didn't choke her? You're very patient.
Well,
man.
I mean, it's the airport. Yeah. I mean, I don't really want to get in trouble.
Like, we're going to the bathroom.
Yeah. It's so frustrating.
Oh wait, I gotta change a channel.
You have to change the channel?
Yeah, so that it doesn't interfere with my recording. I'm old, I still got cable. I got them all and I'm paying for cable. I'm a fucking idiot, but my favorite show's started.
Okay. What? So do you want to wrap this up?
No. I just changed it. I just had to hit it because I'm watching Bob's Burgers, so I have to make sure it changes the channel. Because I'm recording 2 things at once.
Oh, yes. Okay, there we go.
Fancy. Yeah, I'm good. I'm not really watching it. Yeah, that's right. I got to get my Curse of Oak Island in.
So you didn't go back home after your mom passed away, right? Like you didn't.
I haven't had a chance. No, it was obviously not part of any plan. Yeah. And Lusner was such a fucking crazy thing. Like, I think the biggest issue, well, outside of losing my mom, like obviously was my 95-year-old grandma. Like, if you know anything about me, you know that I love that woman to death. Like, oh my God, she's like my best friend. Like, you've never had a best friend, so you had a 95-year-old woman as your best friend because they're dirty and they know a lot of shit, So the biggest problem there was that my grandma pretty much unceremoniously got ripped out of her life that she's used to having for the last 17 years. She's lived with either me and my mom or just my mom, right? So, and that's her cats, her life, and then ripped up and put into a hospital bed in Manitoba because my uncle pretty much had to up and come and get her from Manitoba. So that was the hardest thing currently, and still right now. It's not easy to deal with, but as she says, it is what it is. The nurses are nice. The food is good. Her bed is comfortable and she's warm. And that's,
if she's happy, you're happy.
Well, she's as happy as she can be, but at least it's not bad.
Yeah.
You know? So now it's just planning a visit and hopefully going to go see her. But unfortunately with this line of work, you know, like in starting a new job, I just can't take off time right now, especially like heating season, like as a plumber and a gas fitter. Winter is busy, right? I take my time off in spring and summer. You know, nobody needs a plumber during then, right? So, but winter time is the biz time. Yeah, it's kind of like, especially for gas fitting, right? Like right now, everyone's here scared. Just like heating season in Alberta always starts like July, August because
they want to be prepared.
They want to be prepared, right? So now there's a lot of people to cover. And like in Alberta, just to kind of give you some basic numbers. In Edmonton alone, there's about 1 million people.
I'll take your word for it.
But there's over 450 plumbing companies in Edmonton, okay, an area.
Yeah.
Halifax and Dartmouth, 2 cities combined, because they're just pretty much across the bridge from each other. We're just over 500,000 people. We have 80 plumbing companies here.
Cha-ching,
so
cha-ching,
it's
cha-ching.
all I'm doing is working. I'm literally up every day 6 o'clock in the morning. I work till about 5-6 o'clock, come home, make supper. 9 o'clock hits. I can't even believe I'm awake right now. I'm doing great, man. I'm sucking back a pop though. I'm like, okay,
I know a guy that can relate to your situation. I know him well.
Yeah.
It's all about the work.
6 days off, you said? Yeah, I'm feeling
it's not a big deal. It's only a year, right?
Yeah,
it's a year that nothing happened. You couldn't do anything. So you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah, and I'll say it's kind of helping me out with like, well, I don't know if it's really helping, but you know, it's kind of getting used to the idea of losing my mom. I think that's more so the grieving process than anything else. Is just kind of getting used to the idea that someone's not coming back. I think it's been good to be able to throw myself into work and like focus at being like, okay, you want to buy a house. Your mom would want to see you buy a house. Because like half the time, half of me really wants to just, I did want to come home, but couldn't really afford it. Didn't want to, again, lose an opportunity for something that my presence wouldn't change.
Yeah.
Nothing is going to change if I am there or not there. You know, and that's how all the decisions were made.
Can you imagine if you weren't working, if you were on EI or something and this happened?
Oh
you'd
my
just
God.
be thinking for countless hours a day, right? At least you can, 14 hours a day, you're consumed with fitting stuff, tightening stuff, and figuring shit out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I like it. And it's good. And I'm fairly fortunate. I lucked out, man. I got a really good guy to work with and such a good boss. Like probably one of the best bosses I've ever had.
Lucky.
So, and then him too, he unexpectedly lost his father last year. Yeah. So he knows exactly what I'm going through. So it's been really good because he's so fucking good with me. Because man, it's just like it affects me in weird ways. Like I find him like part retarded. Mind the term. Sorry, anybody who's retarded up there.
Well, we might have to edit that out.
Sorry. We're edit it all out.
Oh, but, sorry. We're old school. That's a normal word from back in the day.
It is the more normal word, but I don't mean, for anybody with I'm not an ableist or whatever the hell they call them these days. Anyway, I'll be like, I make stupid mistakes where it's just like dumb shit. Where it's like, oh, the arrow's pointed this way, like on flow, like fuck, just dumb shit. But like I'm smart, super smart everywhere else. So he's like, you're all right, it's okay. He's like, I get it. I know what's going on. So like fuck, like even today, hooking up, we had to do a tank install. Like I was working today again, and I'm trying to hook up this stupid transfer pump, and I hooked it up to the wrong side. So that instead of pumping out of the tank, it was pumping into the tank. And he's like, where did you say you get your ticket again from?
That's the opposite of what you need, right?
Cracker Jack box. Pardon?
That's the opposite of what you need, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The dead opposite opposite of what I
Okay,
need.
yeah, there we go.
I'm blowing air out of the fixtures where I should be sucking it out. Yeah.
So that's like me hiring a new kid. I'm like, hey man, we need to cook pizza. He's like, well, I did the opposite. I just left it on the counter. I didn't cook it at all. It's like, well, that's completely not what we need. That was
but
you.
I got 20 years in the trade. I shouldn't be doing this.
Oh yeah, I got a 15-year-old kid. There's a big difference.
Yeah, right. So yeah, my boss was joking today. He's like, so where did you say you got your ticket from? I'm like, bottom of a Cracker Jack box, apparently. But it's just stupid things like that, I think, because like you're so focused on not trying to be focused, you kind of lose a little shit in the translation, but it's getting more manageable, thankfully. Yeah, I talk to my grandma every couple of days. That's getting easier for me without having to pretty much collapse in guilt afterwards, for like not just coming back, because that was the first thing she asked me. She's like, I would just like you to move back and take care of me. And even at the time, like, I had to find work. Like, I was on EI, and like wasn't gonna be sitting on that for much longer, and can't afford to just sit and take care of grandma, So it was at least here. And I was actually having a bit of a time finding work in Edmonton, like for the cost of living for driving back and forth for Wainwright and Edmonton wasn't making sense. And
what's that? That's like how long is that drive?
2 hours.
Oh, so it's like, wow, 4 hours a day then?
Well, so no, what I would do is I would drive out on, say, a Monday, work a 4-day shift or 5-day, and then drive home, have a couple of days at home, drive back out. But then and I was lucky enough, I was really lucky staying at a friend's house, but still, I'm eating out 2 to 3 times a day. That's not cheap. And just living outside of your house, it's just not cheap. You know what I mean? I got to buy extra soap. I got to buy double of everything. So I've got some at home and I got some in my bag, because you forget something once. And now you got a double of everything. And
it's like you have a mistress and you're staying at the apartment.
Right.
you need 2 of everything. Even 2 mistresses.
It is.
Mistresses. Yeah.
Yeah. Mystery.
Mystier? No, mistresses. Yeah, that works.
Yeah. Yes, the mysteries, whatever. So I don't know. It wasn't a great lifestyle. And then when I started doing the compare and contrast and looking, because I knew I wanted to move, I wasn't sure where, and then had a friend that lived here, and he was like, well, check out Halifax. And when I did, I was just like, holy shit. Like, moving here, I instantly saved $500-600 a month in living expenses.
You hear that, people? Save money.
Yeah.
Movies.
$500 to $600 a month I saved instantly. And it's in a 2-bedroom apartment where I was at a house too with the backyard, but I don't really need one now. I just got the cats. I don't need a backyard, but yeah, my cost of living is immediately down. Like, and I don't even think our gas, like, we're at $1.44. I heard you guys are at $1.41.
No
like
idea.
How you guys make it? What are you talking about?
I have no idea.
More?
It's really weird when it comes to gas. I see people complaining about it. I hear them complain about it. And I'm like, if they started charging you for air, would you complain about it, or would you just fucking breathe? Like, I need gas. I don't care what the price is. I need it.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah, like, I don't care. Like, if you're gonna charge
and
me
that's
to
what
breathe,
fuels the hybrid vehicle industry, right?
I'm gonna keep
that's
breathing.
Why I get electric cars. Like, fuck.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll take your word for it. I have no idea what it is. All I know is that it costs a lot to fill my tanks.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, my work truck right now is I'm almost about $100 a day in fuel. $100 a day.
Fuck.
That's how much I'm working though.
That's a good trade-off.
So, I don't pay for the gas. My boss
it's like
does.
you don't pay for it though, right?
No, I don't pay for it.
No.
Christ, he got me a brand new truck. I got a pimpin' ass truck, 2021 big old Dodge Ram 1-ton. I'm a badass in that bitch. It's got some go. When I'm feeling aggressive, I'm just like, bah!
you need to head back to that hotel and wait for the crackhead and be like, look at me now, bitch. Look what I have now. Right?
I got 2 vehicles. Yeah, look, I'm rich now. Look at me.
You should take your grandma there as like an adventure for her, because she's like in a hospital bed. She's eating the food. It's okay, but you take her for an adventure. You show her the crackhead. She'd love that shit,
right? Oh, she already made friends. Yeah. No, I tried to get grandma out here, but unfortunately, my uncle made her do the whole power of attorney thing. So now she can't even decide where she goes.
Perfect.
Yeah, so she's stuck and she knows it. Poor old lady. I was trying to get her out here because I was like, fuck, it's manageable. I'm making good money. Yeah. And they have a lot of nurses here. Like, they made an announcement on the radio that anybody going through a nursing program for the next 5 years is guaranteed employment. guaranteed
And in
employment.
BC, they just laid off like what, 30,000 of them?
Yeah, we need them, and we're shipping them out to Alberta. A whole load went from Nova Scotia to Alberta. So isn't that crazy? I said to my son today, I was like, maybe you should look into nursing. Seriously, it's fucking good money.
He should look into driver's license first.
Hey, but there's a lot of buses that stop at hospitals.
I know, but I mean, you invite a girl out and you're like, hey, how about we just take the bus?
They got Uber these days. They don't fucking need it, right?
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I still can't live on Uber because I don't have it in this town.
Yeah, no, for sure. But they can here.
Yeah, I know when I go to Calgary, I use Uber.
Yeah, it's handy.
But I don't go there very often. I don't go anywhere very often anymore.
Yeah, right. 6 days.
Except for work.
There's not much availability for
Maybe
what you do.
Can I take an Uber to no? So yeah, you said you're up late, so I'm gonna start to wrap this up because you probably need to get sleep. I've got a couple would you rathers.
Oh shit! Yes. Okay.
Oh shit! Go. Yes. All right. So you're going on a date with a hot guy.
Okay.
For the first time, first date.
Okay. Okay.
So would you rather go on a date with this hot guy, and you have really bad smelly gas that you can't hold in? Or would you rather him be the guy who's got the bad smelly gas who can't hold it in? Are you better at just brushing it off and ignoring his issue and letting him know there's another second date?
This isn't even hard. No. Yes. I'd rather he be the stinky fuck because then I get to judge.
Yes, but are you going to go on a date after that?
Oh, well.
Right?
Because aren't we already on a date and he's got
first
that
date.
gas?
Yeah. So will there be a second date?
He better be real fucking cute. That's all I gotta say.
He's super hot. He's a great guy.
Like Jason Momoa could wipe his shitty ass on my jeans, and I'd be like, "It's okay, sweetheart. It's okay, sweetheart."
I don't think this guy's that level because let's be honest, those men are really hard to find. and they're usually
saying that's as far as I would go. Jason Momoa, if you're listening,
Jason Momoa, you guys need to reach out, get Jason to listen.
Dora's gonna let you wipe your shitty ass on her jeans.
She might even let you shit in her face. I mean, if you're into that.
No, I do have. Hey, listen, I'm not that kind of girl.
What if he had his shirt off when he did it?
Oh, I don't know if he should let me. I don't know. He'd have to ask me really nice and stare deep into my eyes. That's all I gotta say.
I was pretty close to wanting to go on a date with Jason Momoa, even if he was gonna do that, just to say, that's right, I dated Jason Momoa, and he shat in my face.
Shat right in my face.
Right in my
glorious
face.
Asshole.
well, maybe it's not glorious. Maybe it's hairy and gross. That's the only part he doesn't take care of is that.
It's braided and beaded. Come on now.
Okay.
It's Jason Momoa.
Fair enough.
It's at least got a couple of lines shaved in it, frosted tips. There's things going on there.
He's doing a lot of work. Well, he's probably not doing any of the work. He's
just
bending over
someone else. Team.
Someone else is doing the work.
A dedicated team. How do I like plumbing? Why did I go into plumbing? Fuck, I should have just went into Jason Momoa body hair management. I really took the wrong path.
In all fairness, when you started getting into plumbing, Jason Momoa was on like Baywatch Hawaii. Have you seen what he looked like?
Yeah, I know. He certainly isn't the Momoa of today.
No, the bearded, buff, long hair.
Momoa. Yeah. He's like, oh, Jason Momoa. Yeah, right.
Yeah, he just like woke up and thought, grow a beard, get tats, grow my hair. Done. Bitches be lining up.
I wish that worked for something. It just didn't get me good jobs. I don't know what happened over here.
Oh, I forgot to add though. Yeah, shit in girls' faces. Done.
Done.
He needs all the things on the list. All right.
I should have frosted them tips years ago.
I got another. Would you rather? I got two. All right. So this one is: would you rather spend you're 10 years old? Okay.
Okay, I'm 10.
Would you rather spend your summer vacation in a summer camp run by, and I quote, rumor has it from your friends, nuns who molest little girls? Or would you rather do the same summer camp, but it's run by people who are hardcore vegans, and that's all you can eat, but it's not even a lot of food. It's the point of like starvation, like you don't get a lot. So even though there's vegetables, you're getting like an apple. That's your meal, an apple, and then some fake meat product.
I think I'm ashamed to admit that this is also an easy one.
Oh, you're gonna be molested.
I think I'm gonna get I'm getting sexually assaulted by a nun. Like I'll be like, fine, 3 fingers, please, sister. It's okay.
What if she's I learned this from Momoa, and she shouts on your face?
Only if she shoves the rosary in my mouth. I have limits.
Yeah.
I have standards,
And she probably doesn't look like Momoa.
No. But she just wants me to call her Momoa. She's like, you call me Momoa. Mother Momoa.
And at that point, you don't have a choice. That was an easy one. Fuck vegans.
I know. Come on, you had me at vegan. God. Couldn't do it in Apple.
Yeah. That's it.
I like summer camp. I was like, I'll be at summer camp. That'd be pretty cool. Like, I'm still gonna get on a canoe. I might get fingered by 4 nuns, whatever, but
oh shit, 5 some?
I'm gonna be swimming in the lake.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's pretty sweet.
And
a couple of canoes, go shoot an arrow.
And if anybody says, hey, do you have any secrets? You're like, I have so many secrets. You could be, people would pay for that shit. That's a book right there.
Right.
That's a
and
book
then
deal.
I just collect rosaries and I just have a pocket full and only I know.
Yeah.
Only
you know.
And when I die, many years later, there's an envelope and there's 5 rosaries in it.
I have a friend.
Wow, she collected them.
I have a friend who's a priest, and I remember he was living at a monastery outside Mission, BC.
Yeah,
went to go visit him, and
did you get fingered by nuns?
I wanted to, but they're not cool when you ask them to do it. It's I should have gone all down a hallway, I think I'm lost. I need help. Help me. And yeah, I didn't go that route. I was asking, nice. Excuse me, can you finger me? Excuse me, can you finger me? But anyway.
Yeah, they don't like that. It's a little too, too desperate. You gotta be more subtle.
Yeah. I mean, I guess people like to play hard to get. I probably should have played hard to get. Right?
Still make a habit out of it. Oh, see what I did there?
I did. So I have a friend who's a priest, and he was living in this monastery for his education. He was taking courses and stuff, and we went to go pick him up to go hang out, and I noticed that he had lost a whole bunch of weight, and I was like, hey man, are you happy with the weight loss? He's like, I'm not gonna lie to you, they don't really feed us here. We feed the priests, and they eat these big fruit bowls and roast duck, and then we get scraps. We get the leftover shit that they don't eat. And I'm like, what? I don't understand. He's like, yeah, it's I can't be here any longer. I'm leaving. And he got diagnosed with some sort of malnutrition while being out there because he wasn't getting enough nutrients from what he was being fed. So yeah,
that's
he said,
fucking crazy.
Yeah, he said even though the education stuff that he was getting was free out there, it wasn't worth his health, and he had to leave. And he's still a priest. That blows
my mind.
He's still a priest. I mean, he's a priest now. He wasn't then, but he was learning.
Okay.
But yeah, he's a priest. I wonder if he does that to people now. Starves them.
Now he's like, I'm eating that duck, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave you a juicy neck. Now he just leaves more scraps. He's now conscientious. He's like, I'm only gonna eat 4 grapes today.
You know what? He probably has easy access to nuns. If you and I want to go get molested, he could probably set it up.
Well, now we know. We show up with a bag of Big Macs.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
And play hard to get.
And play hard to get with a penchant for rosary collection.
Done.
We got this shit. It's better than a horror movie. This is good.
Yeah.
Things are going to happen. Things are getting fingered. I'm telling you now.
Wait, is it good? You know what? I haven't had any days off. You know what? That sounds like an adventure. I'm fucking
anything's good on day 7 of day 6, 2020.
I'm good.
Yeah. You're going for at least 2 fingers. I can feel it.
2? That seems like such a small amount. I want to feel something,
Well, you don't want to start you off slow. Got to break it in.
No. Fucking fisted. I'm ready.
Something to get on those days off, right?
I'm ready.
You ready now?
I'll even go to work those days. You know what? It's worth it. All right, I got the third one here. So, would you rather marry a dude who's huge into calling you mommy in the bedroom and loves breast milk and wants you to feed it to him, or marry a super vanilla dude, missionary for life, baby?
Oh God.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to marry a dude, so it's hard for me to pick this. I don't mind Momoa shit in my mouth or a nun molesting me, but I don't want to marry a dude.
Yeah,
That's marriage is forever, right? Says the guy who's no longer married, but whatever.
See, when you're with somebody, there's a lot more time spent than just
hooking up
in the bedroom, right? But then now you're talking about vanilla. So maybe the guy with the mommy fascination and the breast milk shit, maybe he's manageable, but he's fun.
Yeah.
As opposed to missionary, fuck, missionary has its place. Christ, that's the Catholic Church. Oh, I got it right back there. Yeah, that's how talented I am. Now I'm like, wait, but now I lost what I was saying. But the vanilla, see, I need a little pizzazz. Would it preferably be like a mommy issues with breast milk? No.
But he might have other things too, right? That's his main one.
Oh no,
that's his main one. That's the thing
now
that
you're
he
making me go the devil versus the devil you don't.
He can't get off unless you're feeding him breast milk while he's calling you mommy.
Oh my God. All right. You know what? God, I think I'm gonna regret saying it, but I might have to stick with the missionary because the breast milk makes me want to gag a little bit.
Wait, where are you getting it from? Is it your breast milk?
I don't know. Like, that's my problem.
Can you buy?
Who am I milk?
Where
am I buying breast milk?
I'm sure there's a Kijiji out there for breast milk.
Dark web Kijiji? I don't know. Oh, maybe I could pose as like one of those women that can't, and I'd be like, I've got a baby and I need to get breast milk. Like, I'm sure I can make a Facebook post, but I don't want to.
Yeah, there's definitely women out there that are willing to give their breast milk because
you know it.
Yeah,
it's fucking right, because there's weirdos everywhere.
Okay, what if she comes over, right? And you get out the pump that you have, and you put she puts the pump on for the breast milk.
My favorite pump or the spare pump? Because know I'm gonna have two.
Clean it.
The clean one or the dirty one?
She's gonna look you right in the eye and say, "Okay, mommy, this is what I like." You're like, "All right, now we're fucked."
All right, it's the missionary position. I've decided I can't do it.
Okay, missionary guy likes to fuck at least 3 times a day for 3 minutes, 3 minutes at a time.
Oh my God, that's terrible too. Oh,
you're getting sex 9 minutes a day. Come on,
9 minutes. Yeah, I guess it's better than the fucking dry spell we're at currently. So I guess it's something. But like, what if it's a day that I'm working a long day? Where are those 9 minutes coming from? Like when I get home, because I'm probably not gonna want to. Like, wait. Some days.
Wait,
I'm hauling boilers.
We're not supposed to do it when the girl doesn't want to? What kind of rule is that?
I'm so sorry, but there's this new kind of thing that's come out. Yeah, consent. Yeah, it's fucked up. I know, totally. Like, I think Alberta, it's like after 14, they don't care. I think that's how it works. But
I think out here, yeah, you're probably pregnant by the time you're 14. I'm pretty sure.
At least twice. You're on your third abortion at the fucking very least.
Oh my God, my kid's like 13. This is
I know. I was having some fun with you there.
Hope for the best, expect the worst.
Yeah. Okay, so 3 minutes a day.
9 minutes a day.
Know, man. See, the breast milk shit kind of kills me a bit. It does. It's just like foreign. Like,
it's been so long since
when I had my son, I breastfed. Like, I don't have any weird breastfeeding issues, but I don't think I'd let another woman feed my son. You know what I mean?
When you were breastfeeding your son, was there someone in your life that was suckling upon you and got breast milk as well?
No. But there was somebody that got squirted at once before. Much to their not acknowledgement, I just kind of hit him in the back of the head. Then I laughed my ass off.
Did they notice after, or was it just?
Oh, they knew immediately after.
Okay.
So I'm like, guess what, fucker?
That's not fair.
Don't make fun of me when my boobs are rock hard and ready to feed.
That's not fair. I can't walk around with a rock hard dick doing that on the back of someone's head.
No, it's not as appreciated.
I need to move to a country where that's okay.
Matriarchal society it is.
I guess it's best that way.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I was watching this one Black Mirror episode where they're like suckling off a pig and just like this, and it just makes me gag. And it just makes me think of like stranger breast milk. Then I'd have to like kiss it. Yeah, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. You want to suckle some breast milk? Is that what you're asking here? Is like,
no, I don't want to suckle on any breast milk at all. I mean, the last time I tasted breast milk was in high school. A friend of mine had a baby and she was grabbing it out of the fridge and stuff. And I was like, what's it taste like? She goes, you can try it if you want. And I was like, all right. So she just grabbed it.
Oh my God, Clay.
I put it on my thumb, whatever. And I was like, it tastes like sugar and milk. Meh. Not a big deal.
She diabetic?
It was sweet. I remember being
Weird.
sweet. Yeah. Sweet and milk. I was like, meh.
I wonder if she's diabetic.
I was hoping to suckle upon to, get it out, but her boyfriend was there and she still probably, if he wasn't there, would say no. So it was best that it worked out the way it did.
Right? Yeah. The lives were saved.
My life anyway.
Yeah, a life of addiction to breast milk.
Oh my God. Wow. I could have been the guy.
You could have been. Oh my God. Look at life, how it works.
Yeah, it all worked. Yeah, I think it worked out better this way. I don't think I want to spend my entire life for the quest for breast milk in relationships.
Oh my God, yeah. It'd almost be as bad like trying to be a vampire and if you didn't want to get caught, right? You got to keep killing people.
Yeah.
I think it'd be almost easier to kill people than find breast milk.
Well, I mean, you'd have to date
statistically
women.
speaking.
You'd either have to date pregnant women or impregnate women you're dating and keep going through them. You know what I mean? Like, you either keep impregnating the same woman again and again and again, or you just keep impregnating different women all the time.
Just robbing the fridge at the maternity ward in the hospital. You're like, that's a mission.
So you got Vanilla Dude?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take Vanilla Dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he's never gonna change, just so you know.
I'm just hoping he's a nice guy and I can just learn to be happy.
I think it's the best for all of us to hope for that.
Maybe we'll have a baby and it'll be better.
And then he'll start to call you mommy because you'll have breast milk.
Oh my God! Right then, I'm like, you better be better than that.
You get the worst of both worlds.
Yeah, it's like it's reverse cowgirl all week long.
And then Vanilla Dude turns into breast milk guy.
Oh my God! See, I did lose. Damn it! I knew there was a trick to this question. I knew it.
I think that's all I have for you.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
I'm
sorry, those three. I mean,
they're great.
I have a folder in my phone of shit, and some of them come to me while I'm working. I'm like, that's not going to fly. I mean, we don't live in a society where I can talk about that.
You're like, society doesn't want to speak about that.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because, I mean, I laughed my ass off. Like, I was listening to Bobby Lee talk on a podcast today, and he was talking about he was in Hungry filming a movie. He was Kate Blanchett, Jamie Lee Curtis, and they went down to the river, and the river had a whole bunch of like these bronzed shoes because apparently when the Nazis came over, they just grabbed people to the edge of the river and shot them, and they just floated down the river. So they were putting like bronzing these shoes to commemorate. This is how many people. And they came across.
That's crazy.
Right? Fucked up. They came across a pair of shoes that was like really, really small. Right? And everybody's got their head down. He's like, well, don't be sad. It could have been a midget. And nobody laughed, obviously. I mean, I thought when he said it, I burst out laughing. And I was like, I am that asshole. Like, I would
be that asshole.
Wow.
I would have said it out loud. I would have whispered it to my friend.
Yeah.
So like, that's the difference.
He said that was like his first like week there. And he's like, doesn't fit in with those actors. He's not one of them. He's just sort of the outcast that got hired because the director really likes him. And then he makes that joke and nobody laughed, right? Nobody laughed at all. Yeah. So he made that joke and they didn't laugh. And then he was like, fuck, man, I should have said little person, which made me laugh even more because it's even funnier. But yeah, he says he has to watch what he says because he said something that was gold. I thought was gold. I thought was hilarious.
I would have laughed. I have the same terrible sense of humor too. Yeah. So
because no matter what you say or do, it won't change a situation that happened to create.
That's right. It's already done.
Yeah. So at least you can make light, give people a chuckle.
Right. If we don't laugh, what are you going to do? Cry?
I mean, yeah, well, it's not like he's out there, murdering children and dumping them into rivers. That's not
right.
What he's doing. He's just joking about that.
But he didn't do it.
Does that make me sound terrible?
It's just really commenting on a fashion statement.
It does make you sound terrible. I understand why I don't get invited to parties.
Yeah, me too.
I get it.
I get it why you're not invited to parties.
No, I get it. 100%.
Oh my God. That's funny.
All right. Thanks for spending your, bulk of your evening chatting about stupid shit.
Yeah, no worries. It's good. We've covered so much territory tonight.
Too much territory. Well, I guess I've taken up enough of your time and I'm going to let you go watch your shows. And currently you are watching what?
Curse of Oak Island.
And that entails
all this crazy shit from like 400 years ago and them currently finding a treasure. And like Oak Island is literally half hour from where I live now. So it's kind of an amazing thing to be able to just go over and see it. And I really do love the fact that I'm all the way out east now. I tell you that. It's cool. It's cool being out here. You might have to come out here. Just saying.
I'm gonna have to come out there. I mean, I can travel
like
there,
Jamaica's
right?
nice and all, but Halifax is pretty sweet.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem going out to Halifax. I just want to make sure I can cross over provincial borders based off of stupid rules.
Yeah.
So I gotta wait till my digital shit gets going, which
well, they don't
hopefully,
mention the
fingers
digital
crossed,
shit
3
here,
weeks.
so you're safe in Halifax.
Well, that's good.
Right? Well,
I definitely have to come for a visit.
You're gonna have to tell me all about Jamaica.
But I'm not gonna be doing the drive.
No, I wouldn't either.
I will be flying.
I will never do the drive again either.
No crackheads, no French street signs.
Nope.
Nothing.
I you know what, and I commend your restraint. You know, like I had to go full hog and it wasn't great.
Well, you did it and your life has
changed.
changed.
It is, and I'm enjoying it.
For the better.
Way for the better. Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
Yeah.
It'd be terrible to talk to you and you're just like,
I want to move back. Can you lend me $500?
This place sucks. I don't know where my kid is.
Yeah. Cat's died.
Lost an Xbox. Yeah.
Go get a laptop.
It's much better to hear you happy.
Yeah, I know, it's good.
And tumor free.
Yeah. That's fun.
Excellent.
Yes. So it's been a good time all around, you know. Not as fun as the possibility of being fingered by a nun in summer camp, but it's something.
Unfortunately, but you know what? There's still time. I mean, you're not 10, but I mean, you can still volunteer to work at the camp, right?
There's hope for me yet.
You're like, sister, I'm having problems. Can you help me go get the punch? Right? You could.
I'll wear the knee highs. They love that shit. I told. I don't know. I don't know if they care.
I don't know either. I'll talk to my friend.
Yeah,
and see what the man's like. I'm pretty sure.
I'd like to know. You know.
He's got to know, right? He's
like corduroys, knickers. You're good to go.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think he's going to tell me.
He's like, that's
that.
part of the code, man.
And
I can't do it.
He might even be mad that I'm talking about it. So, yeah.
He's got like 12 rosaries. You don't want to know why.
Yeah, I don't know where he got it from. I shouldn't ask questions.
He doesn't want you to know either.
He wants to show me instead.
Awesome.
All right, Rodor. Thanks a lot.
Man, it was fun.
And we're going to chat real soon.
Sounds good. Take it easy, man.